Another year, another Call of Duty. This game has 51 trophies and for some reason, only a platinum on the PS4 version. Activision, please stop releasing these games for the PS4. It is 2025 and 30 FPS is not gonna cut it. Also, please stop adding these games to the COD HQ. I want separate trophy lists, not 5 million DLC trophies. Is this quite literally the greatest Call of Duty of all time? Spoiler, no. If you have access to the internet, which you should considering you're watching this video right now, then you probably have heard about this campaign. And I regret to inform you, the rumors are true.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I have played hundreds of video games in my entire life, and this might be the worst campaign I have ever played. It is so bad, I don't even want to talk about it. Half the missions you are on drugs, not even advancing the plot any way whatsoever, and the other half of the missions you're playing in Avalon, which makes no sense considering that map takes place during Black Ops 6, which is like in the 1990s. Honestly, I don't really care about the Avalon part. It was probably the best part about the campaign. For the hallucinations, you know, I really wouldn't care if it was like 1 or 2 instances. But literally no joke, like half of this campaign is just doing stuff that never happened. I kid you not, one of the missions is just the Vorkuta mission from Black Ops 1. Except your teammates are zombies. Just why? And on top of all this, by the end of the campaign, it takes like 40 to 50 bullets to kill a single enemy.
What the hell?
I never thought I would do this on this channel, but I physically and mentally cannot summarize this campaign. It is so bad. Unless you're going for the trophies, I cannot recommend anybody to play this in their free time. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever played Psychonauts? If you have, congratulations, you basically played this campaign, but a good version of it. And if you never played Psychonauts, I suggest you stop watching this video right now and go play it. It is one of the greatest games you will ever play. Here are all the trophies for beating the missions. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. There is only one mission-specific trophy on the level Disruption. You had to sneak across the entire boat, which if you couldn't tell is hijacked from multiplayer. If you just use the active camo they give you, you can just run by every single enemy. So after 5 hours of pain and torture, you unlock this new game mode called Endgame. They did just recently unlock this game mode for everybody, so thankfully you don't have to play through the entire campaign anymore to unlock it. The mode was surprisingly fun. It reminded me a lot of DMZ, which I had a lot of fun back in Modern Warfare. The first trophy I got here was for gliding 800 meters continuously with the wingsuit. It's best to do this one at the beginning of a match because you jump out of an airplane. I was playing with randoms and shortly after I got another trophy for reviving a teammate. Someone in this match called out that they were doing the boss, which I figured I'd join in because I like free rewards. I'm glad I did because he dropped an exotic weapon which I will need to use for a trophy. While working on getting all the intel pieces across the map, I did get the trophy for getting 250 kills with an exotic weapon. I also used this time in between getting intel pieces to complete missions because there was a trophy for getting max power rating. I saw online people complaining that their game would crash, and if you never played this game mode, if you don't exfil, you get reset back to power rating 1. So I just wanted to reach max level as fast as possible because it took a few hours to get to this point and I really didn't want to do this all over again. I did eventually collect all the intel and I only had 2 trophies left in Endgame, one for completing 10 assignments in Zone 4 and the other for reaching max rank. I was helping my teammates complete one of these assignments and I think I had one of the worst deaths of all time. I'm just glad I was in a squad and not playing solo, because if I would have bled out, I probably would have deleted the game and found a new hobby. I then looked up what assignments were best to do, because a lot of them here were pretty long and I wanted to level up quicker. Killing the HVTs were the quickest ones, because you just had to kill a single target and you completed the mission. So I kept killing this one guy in this church and running away, and he kept respawning, and it was very easy to farm XP. Using this method, I did get the trophy for completing 10 assignments in Zone 4, which is the hardest area on the map. I then ran it a bunch more times and completed a safe mission nearby, and I got the trophy for reaching 60 power level. I am just glad my game didn't crash at all and the servers didn't decide to die, because I didn't want to do this ever again. It's not a bad mode. I was pleasantly surprised with how fun it was. I just don't see a reason to play it after a while. That could change in the future with more added content, but as it stands, there's really not much to do. Next, we're going to go over the Zombies trophy, starting out with Dead Ops Arcade. I absolutely adore Dead Ops Arcade and is one of my favorite things to look forward to every other Black Ops game. This mode is pretty much the make or break for most people for the platinum, as you have to beat the entire mode to get a trophy. You can either do this on standard, which goes to round 80, or casual, which only goes to round 40. Me and my friends tried doing the round 81 a few times because I wanted the camo you get for doing it. The first trophy we got for playing was in our first match when I picked up a Fate in the Room of Fate. In the Room of Fate, you get to choose a permanent upgrade, and I usually like to choose Firepower because it's the best one. At least in this game it seems to be. After 5 hours of playing, we got to round 78 and died, and I never felt more defeated in a video game.
You're gonna kill me? It's fuck. Oh my god, dude.
It didn't even drop down. It didn't even drop down. It was 4 a.m. and this just felt like it was all for nothing. It was just an unfortunate run in general because all of his chickens were glitched under the map, so he basically didn't have any fates. I did stream this match on Twitch, so if you'd like to see me get platinums, make sure to follow me over on there. Also, it would be cool if you subscribe to this channel or you'll die on round 78 like me. So after failing so far into the match, we decided to do the round 41 just to get the trophy out of the way for my sanity. For this run, I took the Fate of Friendship because I needed a trophy for having 5 chickens at once. I kept donating lives to our random teammate that kept dying. It kept giving me a bunch of chickens, which is how I got the trophy. So everything was pretty much a cakewalk up until the boss. We went into the boss fight with max lives, and I think we left with like 3 each. We did eventually kill the Papa back, and it wasn't too bad. It only took like 2 hours of playing. And when we got back to the lobby, I realized I reached max rank during the match, and I got another trophy for prestiging. That was all the trophies for Dead Ops, so it was time to move on to the normal zombies map, Ashes of the Damned. It's pretty much just transit, but on drugs. It's not bad, but it's also not the greatest zombies map I ever played. The first trophy I got was for completing all 6 calling card challenges in any zombies category. I did this category that is on your screen, and it is definitely the easiest one to do for this trophy. The next trophy is for discovering the secrets of a war hero, which you have to be playing as Dempsey in order to get. You walk up to these dog tags while playing as Dempsey and get teleported to an arena where you kill a bunch of zombies while some guy talks to you. After doing this for a few minutes, you get teleported out and you get the trophy. The next trophy was for getting 50 critical kills on zombies slowed by Toxic Growth. Toxic Growth is a new field upgrade in this game where you place down this giant weeded plant that slows down zombies and kills them when they run into it. This took me a while because most of the time the zombies would die before you can even shoot them. I was also playing survival by this time because it was way faster to get set up and was a great way to start earning other trophies. There's a trophy for reaching mastery camo for any category of weapons, and the easiest was definitely to use LMGs in zombies. There's only 2 LMGs in this game, and the challenges are way easier than the multiplayer ones, so it was definitely easiest to get these done. So after grinding survival for a few matches, I got the trophy for reaching round 30, and then a round later I got the trophy for getting the Bloodstone camo for any category of weapons. I was then farming XP for augments in one of the greatest XP farming spots in zombies history, and got 100 zombie kills with the explosion of fireworks. I highly recommend for anybody to use this spot. It is actually broken for XP. I then found a group of certified gamers on PSN profiles to help me complete the Easter egg. The first thing I did get during this match was the trophy for reaching 10,000 zombie kills total. None of us really knew what we were doing, but we watched a few guides before and during the match, so it wasn't too bad to get the steps done. Looking for the keys in the dinosaur head was definitely the worst one. Some of the spawns where they can be, the textures aren't even rendered in on the PS4 version, so you literally can't see if it's there or not. Even people on quantum computers could barely see the key sometimes, so I just blindly shot into this one, and thankfully the key was in it. The next trophy was for fully upgrading Old Tessie, which is the truck you can drive around the map. This naturally happens because all the upgrades are mandatory steps for completing the Easter egg. I also got the trophy here for killing an elite zombie with the final hit coming from a Wisp. You get these from a new perk called Wisp T, which might be the worst perk ever added to zombies. These things never proc when you need them to, and usually always do when you're trying to save a zombie at the end of the round. I then got another trophy this match for earning a diamond badge. You get a diamond badge for getting kills with weapons or equipment, and I got it for this LMG. We got to the boss and I was very nervous because I saw online how people were saying how hard the boss is. They're not wrong, this boss fight was extremely difficult if you weren't the one in the truck. Me and my one teammate did this glitch where we got way more health than you're supposed to have, and I don't think we would have lived without this. Even with triple the health, I almost went down a bunch of times from these missiles the boss shoots. They patched this glitch the next day, so I'm just glad we got it done when we did. The only thing I had left to do in zombies was a few minor trophies and to grind XP for augments, which took an eternity to level up. The first thing I did was drink 4 different well-prepared mixed drinks. You go around the map collecting different ingredients and take them all to the diner to make a free perk. You can only do this once a match, so after creating a perk and drinking it in 4 separate matches, I got the trophy. The next trophy I got was for getting 50 kills with the life drain of the Disciple injection. You can either craft these at a workbench, or there's a very small chance zombies will drop them when they die. The next thing I worked on was for unlocking 3 relics and Ashes of the Damned, which you can't do until after you complete the main quest. The relics all have different requirements to unlock. Usually you have to reach a certain round and complete a mini Easter egg that unlocks a portal that teleports you to the challenge. The challenges can be pretty difficult, so it's recommended that you go in there with max tier weapons and max pack-a-punch. When I was going for these relics, I also got the trophy for earning 100 unique medals across multiplayer and zombies. On the last relic challenge, I was so nervous because I was on like round 40 and I was so scared to die. The teddy bear relic took so long and I didn't want to have to do this all over again. Thankfully, I survived and didn't die, and I got the trophy. Next, there was a trophy for consuming 15 gobblegums in a match. I used a bunch of blue ones because it was the ones I had most of, and I didn't want to just throw away a lot of my good ones. So after getting all the trophies and hours upon hours of grinding survival, I finally researched 3 separate augments so I can get the augments trophy. In my opinion, I think augments need to level up faster because if you're starting from 0%, it literally takes like 10 hours just to get it to 100%. Finally, we're going to talk about the multiplayer trophies. I haven't liked a COD multiplayer since Cold War, but so far I've been enjoying this one. I'm not a fan of tack sprinting or all the doors they've been adding to modern Call of Duty maps, and thankfully tack sprinting is disabled by default in this game, and they really cut back on the doors. The first trophy I got was getting 3 kills while defending an objective zone. You can easily get this one in domination by just sitting on B flag. The next trophy was for killing my nemesis 10 times. At some point in each match, it'll mark an enemy as a nemesis, which is just usually a guy who killed you a bunch of times. The next trophy was for calling in 50 score streaks total. Another easy one, you can get this one pretty quick if you run low cost score streaks. The next trophy I got was for completing 6 calling card challenges, this time in the multiplayer category. I'm not sure which one I completed because it didn't pop up on my screen after I did it, but if I had to guess, it was probably this one because these are the easiest challenges I've ever seen in my life. The next trophy I got was for prestiging a weapon. I got this one by using the M15. It was pretty much the only gun I used the entire time. If you played this game on launch, this is the only gun everybody used because it was completely broken. The next trophy was for getting 3 kills with a single use of the Gravemaker. This is a new score streak and it was pretty fun to use because it lets you snipe people through walls across the map. The next trophy I got was for getting 100 eliminations while having an active combat hybrid perk. There's 3 perk colors in the game, and if you have any combination of 2 colors, it gives you an extra bonus. For this trophy, I was using the blue and green perks, which lets me earn field upgrade charges faster with stealth kills. The next trophy I was going for was for getting a direct impact kill with the needle drone from at least 30 meters away. You can either send this thing in a straight line or you can manually control it. The handling on this thing in manual version is not that good, but it's a lot better than sending this thing on a straight line and saying a prayer. The next trophy I got was for getting featured in the best play 3 times. It's a pretty easy trophy, but you could do the most remarkable thing in the world and the game will still decide to give the best play to some guy who only got a double kill most of the time. The next trophy is for getting 1,000 kills total in multiplayer, which just takes a decent amount of time. The next trophy is for destroying 5 items with the Hunter bot in a single match. It can destroy anything from field upgrades to score streaks, but the easiest way to do this is definitely to target the UAVs and counter UAVs, considering that's all anybody ever runs in this game. No joke, you can look up at any point and you will probably see 2 of each minimum. The next trophy is for equipping an overclock on a lethal, tactical, field upgrade, and 3 score streaks at once. By using any of these things, you can level them up and put bonus perks on them. Please don't make fun of me, but I wasted a permanent unlock token on the point turret because this is the last thing I needed to equip an overclock on to get the trophy. The next trophy I got was for getting a kill while airborne from a wall hop, which I somehow didn't get after all this playtime. It's probably because I play on a very low sense, so it's not easy for me to turn while flying through the air. I figured the easiest way to do this is to use the shotgun because I only have to hit one bullet. The next trophy was for winning 25 multiplayer matches. If you're playing by yourself, or at least with 4 randoms, it can be pretty difficult because usually you have 1 or 2 players on your team where it's their first time holding a controller ever in their life. There is one more trophy before the platinum. Some might say it is the hardest trophy of all time. And that trophy is completing the Black Ops 7 training course. I don't know why it's so funny to me, but doing the tutorial trophies at the very end is just hilarious. To rate this game's platinum, if we just forgot the campaign existed, it'll probably get like a B or an A. But sadly, 1/3 of the content in this game is digital torture, so I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. I just don't understand how narrative storytelling is getting worse and worse with each released game. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.